Picture this. You just left a party. You actually had a good time, laughed, and held decent conversations. But the exact second you sit in your car and shut the door, your entire body goes numb. Your brain feels completely emptied of RAM. If one more person tries to speak to you, your operating system feels like it might permanently crash. It's easy to feel like these moments are proof of being weird, awkward, or antisocial. In reality, those glitches are signs of a social software operating exactly the way it was designed to. Today, we are decoding the invisible background apps draining your mental battery. This vector diagram of a brain illustrates how you process a crowded room. Extroverts gain dopamine and energy from external stimulation, but the introverted brain is highly sensitive to it. The same environment that energizes them rapidly depletes you. Psychologists call this phantom fatigue. While you appear to be standing quietly by the snack table, your brain is running constant, high-level background calculations. It is analyzing facial expressions, decoding tone, and monitoring the entire environmental context. The processor is working at maximum capacity. This sudden, heavy exhaustion marks the moment your brain forcefully terminates all non-essential applications to cool down and prevent a total system crash. You're in a conversation, maintaining good eye contact, and suddenly your brain starts panicking. Am I staring too long? Should I blink? If I look away right now, does that make me look suspicious? While eye contact builds trust, human biology dictates a strict 3 to 5 second rule. Holding another person's gaze for longer than that brief window forces your brain to register the interaction as extreme intimacy or a direct physical threat. The trigger is the amygdala. This diagram highlights the small, almond-shaped mass of gray matter acting as your emotional and threat detection hub. Prolonged staring increases its activity, sending alert waves down your nervous system, triggering a fight-or-flight response even during a mundane conversation. Abruptly looking away mid-sentence is an involuntary biological emergency brake pulled by the brain to protect the body from perceived danger. Then there is the mutual avoidance walk. You spot an acquaintance 50 feet down the sidewalk. Instead of making eye contact and waving, you both immediately pull out your phones and pretend to be deeply engrossed in a blank lock screen. This vector map illustrates a process called social load management. The anticipation of a micro-interaction forces you to calculate exactly when to acknowledge the other person. Doing it too soon feels weird. Doing it too late feels rude. This heavy cognitive load also causes the dreaded script error. Think about the goodbye dance. You say a pleasant farewell to a friend, turn around, and suddenly realize you are walking in the exact same direction. Human social scripts rely on neat start, middle, and end patterns. When that ending fails to resolve cleanly, the brain loses its script and scrambles to improvise a bizarre second goodbye. The introverted brain often chooses the temporary, bizarre awkwardness of staring at a blank phone because it is less taxing than the mental math of improvising on the fly. The exact same overload happens digitally. You send a thoughtful text message and get back a single letter, K. Without physical expressions or vocal tones to read, your brain desperately fills the empty void with worst-case scenarios. This timeline graph shows your brain categorizing an overwhelming message as a pending task. As hours turn into weeks, that single node grows exponentially larger, accumulating heavy emotional weight. Eventually, the effort to reply crushes the interaction, causing unintentional ghosting to avoid the overwhelming feeling. You also see this system delay in the real world. You walk away from a tense interaction, and exactly 5 minutes later, the perfect, witty comeback hits you. The French call this l'esprit de l'escalier, or the spirit of the staircase. The perfect reply arriving only after you've left the room. During the actual interaction, a spike of adrenaline flooded your nervous system. That spike forced your brain to prioritize basic survival and processing speed over being clever. Whether freezing over a text message or finding your wit alone in the shower, these delays occur because an overwhelmed nervous system must prioritize immediate safety over perfect communication. These messy, unpredictable social glitches are definitive proof that your operating system is healthy and functioning. Introverts simply have a highly tuned, deeply sensitive operating system. You pick up on the phantom vibe shifts in a room before anyone else does. The urge to slip out of a party without saying goodbye, or the tendency to overanalyze a tiny pause. is the brain successfully doing its job. It is actively working to protect your energy in an overstimulating world. Recognizing your cognitive limits allows you to confidently place yourself in power save mode, completely guilt-free. You are exactly as you should be. So be honest, which one of these introvert glitches have you survived this week? Drop your most relatable one in the comments below. If you learned something new today, hit that like button. Share this with an introverted friend who always takes 3 business days to text back, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into human psychology. Thanks for watching.